let us introduce ourselves first. My name is Nabila Maheswari Indah Putri, with student ID is C1B02502. Okay, let's move to others.
My name is Enggar Pratama. My student ID is C1B0250209.
Hello everyone, my name is Khalisa. My student ID is C1B025092.
My name is Inayah Oktarini SM. My student ID C1B025167.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Nabila, and I'm delightful to be your host for today's discussion. Our topic is incredibly relevant: the efficiency of online learning. According to the World Economic Forum, the digitalization of education has surged by 200% in the last 3 years. However, behind those numbers, we are facing a massive boom in generative AI. Today, we will explore whether this technology truly speeds up understanding or it is create a gap where students lose their essence of learning. Joining us are three brilliant speakers. First, Ms. Ummil from Government Perspective. Say hi, Ms. Ummil.
Hello.
Second is Ms. Inayah as a psychological expert. Say hi. And the last is Mr. Enggar, representing the student voice. Say hi, Mr. Enggar.
Hello.
Okay, let's begin from Mrs. Ummil.
Okay, thank you, Mila. From the government perspective, online efficiency is the key to inclusivity. Based on data from the Ministry of Education, the range of educational materials to remote and underdeveloped areas has increased significantly to digital platforms. This isn't just about saving the national budget. It's about democratizing knowledge so that quality of education isn't just centered in the big cities.
Building on Ms. Ummil's point, from a psychological standpoint, we face a major challenge called Zoom fatigue. Research from Stanford University shows that video interactions require much more intense nonverbal focus than face-to-face meetings. There is a heavy cognitive load when students start at a screen for long periods, which, if not managed, can actually decrease long-term memory retention.
I appreciate the goal of inclusivity, but you see a risk of substance degradation. Your internal student survey showed that 65% of students find it harder to focus during online class compared to in-person ones. Add AI to the mix, and the temptation to take shortcut becomes very real. We worry that UDPA mind will bring a paper, but fundamentally, we are left with empathic knowledge.
Okay, Mrs. Ummil and Mr. Enggar mentioned a substantial gap. Does the government have indicator of success beyond just the number of participants?
Certainly, our indicators are shifting toward outcomes. We believe in the concept of self-regulated learning. Students in the digital era must be able to manage themselves. If we keep using the old-fashioned supervision method, we will never move forward.
If I may interject from a psychological perspective, while self-regulate learning sounds ideal, we must look at the social inhibition theory in a physical classroom. The presence of others creates a social facilitation effect that naturally boosts focus when students are isolated at home. That social pressure disappears, making it harder to resist distraction. It's not just about laziness, it's about an environment that lacks the physiological cues for deep concentration.
Exactly, Miss Naya, without the campus atmosphere, the skip line fades. Online class often becomes just a formality for attendance. We should let the efficiency of campus operational cost sacrifice the quality of interaction between lecturers and students, which is the heart of education.
Okay, speaking of shortcuts, we now have AI that can answer almost any assignment. Miss Inayah, how does this affect the learning mindset?
There is a phenomenon called cognitive offloading, where we outsource our thinking to technology. If students use AI to build arguments without doing their own research, their critical thinking skills will dull. But furthermore, we are their own Furthermore, we are seeing a rise in academic anxiety. Ironically, the easier the AI makes the task, the more anxious students become when they have to perform without it. They lose confidence in their own cognitive abilities.
But we cannot ignore the progress. Report from Goldman Sachs states that AI will transform 300 million jobs. Students must be adaptive with AI to stay competitive. We encourage using technology to speed up research, not from plagiarism.
Exactly, but the reality is that supervision is minimal without a curriculum based on higher order thinking skills. AI will just become a legal way to cheat. We need clear rules of the game, not just advice to use technology wisely.
Okay, we have reached a middle ground. What concrete step can be taken so that efficiency doesn't sacrifice quality?
I recommend a proportional brain learning approach. Use online platforms for information transfer, but use in-person sessions for transferring values and deep critical discussion. We also need mental health support for students experiencing digital burnout.
We still demand change in evaluation method. Stop giving descriptive assessment that are easily finished by AI. Encourage oral exams, live case video analysis, and collaborative project tailored to critical questions. We want to be judged by your process, not just personal report.
We accept this suggestion. The government is currently evaluating digital platform regulation to make them more interactive. We will also promote AI literacy programs so students understand the ethics of its use. Ensuring this technology become a partner, not a replacement for the brain.
Okay, thank you for this insightful discussion. Data shows technology grows exponentially, but human capacity must grow sustainably. Online efficiency and AI are tools, but integrity and sharp thinking remain the primary compass of our education. I am Nabila. Thank you for your attention and see you at our next discussion. Bye bye. Say bye bye guys. Bye. Okay, our discussion is already come to an end. So let's go into the question and answer session. There have been several questions from the audience. Let's read them from the first one. Okay, this is a question for Ms. Ummil. From the government's perspective, how do you make sure that online learning improve not only access but also education quality?
The government ensures this by focusing on learning outcomes, not just the number of students who join the online classes. It also sets clear standards for teaching quality, provides teacher training, and use digital tools to monitor students' progress. This way, online learning improves both access and the quality of education.
Okay, we move to question 2. How can the government make sure that AI literacy programs really encourage ethical use of technology, not just become a formality?
Okay. The government thinks in the main curriculum, it focuses not only the technical skills but also on critical thinking and responsibility. By setting clear standards and using real-life case studies for evaluation, AI literacy becomes practical, not just about getting certificates.
Okay, we move to last question for Ms. Ummil. How does the government make sure that learning quality is maintained, even when it is done remotely?
The government maintains quality by applying strict standards that matching those of face-to-face learning. It uses digital platforms to monitor student progress in real time and request live interaction to ensure learning stay effective and in line with national education goals.
Okay, thank you for Mrs. Ummil. Let's move to Miss Inayah. So there's the question for you. The first one is, why, as a psychologist, do you recommend the proportional blended learning approach method?
The main reason for this method is that our brains get exhausted from looking at screens all day, a problem called Zoom fatigue. This mental load makes it harder for us to remember things in the long run. By using a blend approach, we can use online tools for quick info, but keep the deep, important discussion for face-to-face meetings. Psychologically, being in a real classroom creates a social environment that helps us stay focused and disciplined, which is much harder to do when we are alone at home. It is the best way to stay tech savvy without losing our critical thinking skills.
Okay. So the question number 2 is, as we know, the existence of AI can make learning easier for students, but on the other hand, it can also create dependency where students will be lazy to think critically. So, what is the right way to overcome these problems? Because if left unchecked, this can threaten the younger generation.
To stop AI from making us lazy, we need to change how we learn and how we are trained. Instead of just banning AI, schools should move away from simple writing statements that AI can easily do. We should focus more on live discussion, oral exams, and analyzing real-life cases. The goal is to be judged on how we think and the effort we put in, not just the final result. We also need to learn how to use AI as a partner for research, rather than a tool to replace our own brains.
Okay, that's all the question. Thank you for participating with us and see you in the next videos. Bye bye.
Okay.